A cat disappears. No map, no phone, no one guiding the way. Hours later, sometimes days later, it comes back home. Not by accident, not by luck, but as if it always knew exactly where to go. That sounds impossible, almost magical. But the truth may be even stranger. Because when a cat goes missing, it is not always confused. It is not always panicking. And it is definitely not always wandering at random. In many cases, it is navigating, quietly, carefully, patiently. So how do lost cats find their way home? Welcome back to Everyday Things Explained, the channel where ordinary questions reveal extraordinary stories. Today, we are uncovering one of the most fascinating mysteries in the animal world. How do cats find their way home, even across unfamiliar streets, neighborhoods, or open land? And why do they sometimes seem even better at it than we are? To understand that, we need to step into the world as a cat experiences it. Because cats do not navigate the way humans do. They use something far more subtle. Cats have lived beside humans for thousands of years. We think of them as domestic animals, familiar, comfortable, predictable. But cats have always kept part of themselves hidden. They are independent, observant, and deeply connected to their surroundings. So when a cat disappears, people often imagine the worst. They assume the animal is terrified, disoriented, wandering without direction. But that is not always true. Many cats are not moving blindly at all. They are gathering information, reading the environment, building a path home one clue at a time. And the first clue they rely on is one humans barely notice. Smell. A cat's nose is one of its most powerful tools. To humans, the world looks visual. To cats, the world is also chemical. Home has a smell, the yard has a smell, the sidewalk has a smell. The fence, the garden, the people nearby, other animals in the area, all of it leaves traces. Cats mark territory with scent from glands on their cheeks, paws, and tail. And when they move through familiar places, they absorb those smells too. So when a cat leaves home, it often carries the scent of home on its own body. Later, if it becomes displaced, those scent clues can help it reconnect the world around it. To us, there is no visible trail. To the cat, there may still be a path. An invisible path made of memory, territory, and smell. And that may be the first reason a lost cat is not as lost as it seems. But smell is only part of the story. Cats also build mental maps. When a cat slowly explores the edge of a yard, pauses near a gate, walks along a wall, or quietly disappears under a car for a moment, that may not be random curiosity. That is information gathering. Cats memorize landmarks, safe spots, escape routes, textures under their paws, sounds in the distance, and the layout of their territory. Every cautious walk becomes data, so if a cat is ever displaced, it may be able to compare what it sees and senses with a map already stored in its mind. That is why some cats do not return by the shortest route. They return by the safest one. Not fast, not direct, but smart. And that makes their journey home even more impressive. Cats also navigate through sound. Their hearing is extremely sensitive. They can detect tiny movements, distant activity, and familiar patterns humans would completely ignore. A barking dog, traffic in the distance, a gate opening, human voices, the usual rhythm of a neighborhood. All of these can become orientation markers. This is why a cat may stop moving and seem hesitant. But that pause may not be fear. It may be calculation. The cat is listening, measuring direction, judging safety, waiting for the right moment to move. It is not lost. It is listening. And sometimes that quiet pause is one of the smartest choices it can make. Then there is the strangest possibility of all. Some researchers believe cats may also sense the Earth's magnetic field. This idea is still debated. It has not been fully proven, but it is not as strange as it sounds. Other animals appear to use magnetic cues for orientation, and cats have sometimes been observed aligning their bodies along magnetic lines while resting or hunting. If cats can detect even weak magnetic information, it may help them maintain a general sense of direction when other clues are faint or disrupted. Not a perfect compass, not the whole explanation, but perhaps one more hidden layer in a much larger system. A subtle guide, working in silence. Instinct matters too. To a cat, home is not just a house, it is a zone of safety, a place of routine, shelter, control, familiarity. Cats are territorial animals, and that territory matters deeply to them. So when displaced, many cats do not respond by running wildly in all directions. Instead, they do something much more strategic. They hide, they wait, they observe. This is why many missing cats are later found surprisingly close to home. Owners often imagine their cat traveled far away, but in reality, the cat may be nearby the whole time, staying silent, moving at night, and slowly trying to reorient itself. That is not weakness, that is survival. Of course, not every environment works the same way. In cities, scent trails are constantly disrupted. Traffic, pavement, cleaning chemicals, noise, and heavy human activity can make navigation harder. But cats adapt. They use alleyways, walls, rooftops, quiet side paths. In rural areas, there may be fewer buildings and fewer obvious landmarks, but there is also more consistency. Fence lines, trees, fields, wind direction, open ground. These features can help a cat travel long distances with surprising accuracy. Age matters too. Adult cats with outdoor experience are far more likely to return home than kittens or strictly indoor cats. Experience builds confidence, and confidence builds a richer map of the world. Still, even indoor cats can sometimes find their way back, using familiar smells carried by the wind, by objects, or by people. Sometimes one clue is enough to start a journey. Human intervention can help. But sometimes, without realizing it, humans make things worse. Leaving familiar items outside, like bedding, a blanket, or a worn shirt, can strengthen scent signals and help guide a cat home. Searching quietly at dawn or dusk can also help, because those are common times for feline movement. But loud calling, chaotic searching, and constant pressure can push a frightened cat deeper into hiding. This is where many people get it wrong. Humans think urgency means doing more. But for cats, safety matters more than speed. Patience often works better than panic, and understanding how cats behave can make the difference between pushing them away or helping them return. There is also the role of routine. Cats are creatures of habit. Feeding times, sunlight patterns, household sounds, the daily rhythm of a familiar place. These repeated patterns can become reference points. A displaced cat may even wait for a certain time of day to move, when familiar smells or sounds are easier to detect. Weather matters too. Rain can erase scent trails. Wind can carry familiar smells farther than expected. Cooler temperatures allow safer, longer movement. And even social memory can help. A neighbor's yard may feel safe because of a familiar dog. A certain area may feel recognizable because of a predictable human presence. These details seem small to us, but to a cat, they can become checkpoints on the way home. So when a cat finds its way home, what are we really seeing? Not magic, not luck, and not a random miracle. We are seeing a complex survival system at work. Smell, memory, hearing, instinct, routine, environmental awareness, and maybe even something science still does not fully understand. All working together, cats do not rush. They calculate, they wait, and when the moment feels right, they move. A lost cat is not always a helpless creature without direction. It may be a careful navigator moving through a world of signals too subtle for humans to notice. And when it finally returns home, it is not just finding a place. It is proving that the world it senses is richer, deeper, and far more intelligent than we ever imagined. Thank you for watching. If your cat has ever disappeared and somehow found its way back, share that story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again on Everyday Things Explained, where even the smallest mysteries reveal something extraordinary.